the Middle East and North Africa, the center of the global fossil fuel industry, a region spanning 29 countries with a population of 550 million people. If current greenhouse gas emissions continue on their current course, the region is expected to suffer temperatures beyond the limit of human survival, according to a 2016 scientific study in Nature magazine. The heat waves could reach temperatures beyond anything measured on Earth, and by 2070, temperatures exceeding 60 degrees could become a weekly occurrence in certain areas. This is expected to significantly affect outdoor activities, including the Hajj in Saudi Arabia, with climate studies showing that the annual event could become deadly to pilgrims by 2100 at the latest, if greenhouse gas emissions continue at their current levels. This will worsen the region's already hot and dry environmental conditions. According to the 6th Assessment Report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or the IPCC, involving contributions from the world's top climate scientists, the Earth has currently warmed 1.2 degrees above pre-industrial levels. The report also emphasized that there is no doubt that the world's warming is caused by human-related greenhouse gas emissions. On a regional level, the already warm Middle East and North Africa has seen its extreme humidity and heat more than double in frequency from 1979 to 2017. Mitigation through decarbonizing economies using renewable alternatives is therefore essential to prevent worse heatwave events in the MENA region. According to the IPCC, carbon emissions must be cut by 45% between 2010 and 2030 in order to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels. Even if global warming is limited to 1.5 degrees, there is a risk that a domino effect will occur, in which global warming may increase exponentially in severity as Earth's various processes reinforce the warming. This could become potentially irreversible, meaning that no reduction of greenhouse gases will be able to prevent it in the future. This means that fossil fuel use has to be significantly reduced well before 2030. But what are the physiological limits of the human body in relation to high temperatures? The body can adapt to these temperatures through two primary methods. The first is the process of directing heat from the core part of the body through blood flow. The second is sweating, which reduces heat through evaporative cooling. However, if the temperature and humidity is too high, the human body cannot cool itself through these two processes. The body's upper limit of temperature is about 60 degrees Celsius, and this limit can be far lower if humidity levels are high. Such high temperatures can lead to death after 6 hours, even if a person is sitting under shade, physically fit, not moving, has unlimited water to drink, and has no clothing. In such temperatures, humans would have to resort to artificial methods of indoor cooling to survive, like fans or air conditioners, and going outdoors during such temperatures could be potentially fatal. If the current climate of the Middle East and North Africa, temperatures currently rarely reach 60 degrees. Because the ideal conditions are almost never met, such as shade, many deaths caused by heat stroke have occurred in recent history, where temperatures were well below 60 degrees. Examples include deadly 2003 European and 2010 Russian heatwaves. Extreme heat puts significant strain on the cardiovascular system and therefore leads to mental and physical exhaustion and increases the rate of heart attacks. Therefore, children over 65s and those with underlying cardiovascular conditions have found by multiple studies to be especially vulnerable, which means that even exposure to temperatures below 60 degrees have led to premature deaths. Beyond human health, there are other effects temperatures above the limit of human survival can have. A decrease in labor productivity, damage to agriculture and livestock, depletion of water supplies, increased rates of migration, malfunction of machinery not designed for such climates, including aircraft not operating during takeoff and landing, threats to wildlife. Animals like humans can die in extreme heatwave conditions. Even animals adapted to the desert climate, like camels, cannot survive certain extreme temperatures for long. This map is from a study of heat waves undertaken by Ali Ahmadilpour and Hamid Morad Khani, researchers at the University of Alabama in the United States. They compared the projected mortality risk of extreme temperatures between the business as usual and the mitigation scenarios during the period 2040 to 2069. Overall, it is evident that coastal areas will have a higher mortality risk, as there will not only be high temperatures, but high humidity because of water evaporation, reducing the cooling effect of sweating. This can be seen in coastal Egypt, Libya, and the Levant, as well as the Gulf and Red Sea coasts. Results suggest that under the business as usual scenario, temperature could regularly exceed 60 degrees in parts of the Middle East by the third quarter of the 21st century. It is important to note that all these estimates could be conservative, as more recent studies in 2021 have found that local heat waves around the world have occurred decades before they were projected. This next map by US-based academics Jeremy S. Powell and El-Fateh El-Tahe further highlights how the Gulf region is especially vulnerable to high temperatures and humidity. They compared historical average temperatures from 1976 to 2005 with a period of 2071 to 2100 for both mitigation and business as usual scenarios. Cities near the coast are most affected, including Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Doha. Near the Red Sea coast of Saudi Arabia, where Mecca lies, temperatures in a business as usual scenario are more likely to be close to the limit of human survival, making the Hajj extremely hazardous. But what does this mean for people's daily lives? Two categories of risk can be identified: outdoor activities and indoor activities. Firstly, outdoor activities will be significantly hindered. This will include sport, leisure, and religious activities, including tournaments and the Hajj and Umrah pilgrimages in Mecca. Second, people will suffer from extreme heat indoors, as many areas of the Middle East and North Africa don't have reliable electricity infrastructure. Air conditioners and fans are therefore unable to cool people when they need them. For instance, in Lebanon, people have long been accustomed to daily 3-hour electricity cuts, and the country has not had a 24-hour supply since the civil war ended in 1990. This was worsened by the government's recent financial collapse, contributing to an increase in social unrest. In July 2021, Baghdad and parts of southern Iraq suffered a major power cut while temperatures soared to 50 degrees. In response, many in Basra took to the streets in protest. Wealthier families in the Middle East and North Africa can pay for generators or reliable electric grids to make up for these problems, but the majority of the population cannot afford this. For that reason, business as usual greenhouse gas emissions will increase rates of migration, worsen health problems, and claim countless lives. It is therefore unsurprising that some climate change researchers have come to describe large fossil fuel projects as carbon bombs. We have currently reached the point where temperature increases are unavoidable, and the more fossil fuels we burn, the more extreme heat we will get. Therefore, a rapid transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy is necessary. Extreme heat and humidity are likely to have a range of effects on health, quality of life, and economic productivity. This could lead to further social unrest, displacement, and conflict in the region, signs of which are already starting to appear. The Middle East and North Africa must reduce its own greenhouse gas emissions and act as a leader, pushing for further global climate action by working with other governments to phase out fossil fuel burning in an orderly fashion.
The region stands to gain significantly from such a transition, and promising signs of decarbonization are already taking shape.